poll has found the vast majority of children are driven to school with strangers and traffic hazards stopping parents from letting their kids walk.
Dr. Anthea Rose is from the Royal Children's Hospital and directed the research. She joins us now. Hello, Anthea.
Yeah.
We also have Jo Coleman and her two daughters, Alyssa and Jenna. Have I got it right?
Yeah. Oh, yes, well done,
we're off to a good start. We're off to a good start.
So, Anthea, tell us about this poll and why you conducted it in the first place.
So, obviously, back to school for lots of families around the nation in the last week or two, and we were interested to learn how parents and kids are travelling to school. We know that active travel to school, walking or riding, is really good for children's health and also being independent when they're a bit older. We found, in fact, though, that the majority of Aussie kids are driven to school by car, with, in fact, 70% of children not walking or riding at all in a typical week.
And what were parents citing as the main reason for driving?
So the family schedule, which, you know, I'm a working parent myself, convenience, busyness were some of the big barriers. And then when it comes to older kids walking on their own, parents were concerned about things like stranger danger and traffic hazards.
And Jo, what do you do with your girls?
Well, we actually drive part of the way, so any exercise is good exercise in our opinion. So we go to a cafe that's local to the school, and that cafe they're really supportive of the girls. They give them a bit of a treat through a milkshake, and then we walk about 700-800 metres to school. So like I said, any exercise is good exercise. And the girls, I think, enjoy it because there was a time where there was some roadworks in the area. And I said to the girls, look, it's too hard to walk, it's going to be too far. And they said, no, we want to keep doing it. And so they did.
Jenna, what do you think is the best thing about walking to school?
Well, it's fun walking to school because you can make lots of friends and it's more interesting walking to school than in a car.
Isn't it a bit hot sometimes?
Yeah, it's a bit hot, but it's more fun.
It is more fun. Alyssa, what do you like about walking, especially with your mum, to school?
That we get to spend time with friends that have not been with us for a long time.
So this is a community walk to school in a way, so you join up with other friends?
We do, yeah. So we're trying to encourage more people to walk, and for whatever reason, that some people, like they said, you know, it might be a matter of time, but also some people are concerned that walking a bit too far, or trying to carry school bags is a bit too hard. But these guys have been doing it since kinder and still doing it and still want to do it. And while they want to walk, I'll walk with them.
That's fantastic. And Anthea, there are clearly obviously health and also relationship benefits.
Yeah, so there's benefits for children and families as individuals. Obviously they learn things like navigation skills, a sense of time and distance, which if you're just being passively driven in the car, children don't necessarily learn. There's the physical activity. We know that obesity is a big and growing problem in Australia, so an hour a day of physical activity for primary school age kids is recommended. So this is how you can fit in part of that into your day, and lots of mental health benefits too, so connecting with parents and making friends and connecting with the community.
Jo, how old would they have to be before you would let them walk by themselves, do you think?
I think while we're doing the part of the walking school bus is we're looking at them being able to stop, look, listen, think when they're crossing roads. And Jenna is 8 going on 9 and she's really picked up on those skills. So I'm trusting her to walk now in front of the bus and she'll check driveways, she'll check roads. And look, I think maybe around that sort of 10 age mark is when I'd sort of say, look, I think you could probably handle this yourself. But at least now I can see, is she consistently managing to do that safely?
And just for viewers, when you talk about the walking school bus, that's when you're gathering people together and walking as you go, and by the time you get to school, you've got loads of people with you.
Like it's like
exactly. It's like a bus.
Yeah, and it encourages them, them to walk, so.
Hey girls, how good is the milkshake? Before the walk.
What flavour, though, is your favourite flavour? This is important. We might judge you for this. What's your favourite flavour?
Blue Heaven.
Blue Heaven? Oh, and what about you?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. I'm a vanilla Miller kind of girl.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Give me a chocolate milkshake.
Yeah, I'm with you. Chocolate, Michael.
Blue Heaven, though.
Blue Heaven.
I think milkshakes have changed a little since we were at school.
Well, I think that's what's nice. I mean, you've got the incentive to walk, and it's, you know, about community, it's about being healthy. But certainly Sam from the cafe, he's just been so supportive of the girls and
Just
encouraging.
another question while we've got you guys, because we've been talking also about this tracking on phones. Joe, do you have any capacity to either track other members of your family, or would you consider, if the girls had mobile phones at some stage, that you would track them?
That's a discussion that we're already having in our household. I just think kids and gadgets, it's a bit too early at the moment, and at the moment while I'm walking with them, I'll keep an eye on them myself. But as they get older, that would be something I need to consider.
But even using a phone then to track, jury's still out for you, clearly.
Yeah, I've got to have a think about it. And look, that whole thing about stranger danger and those sorts of things, it does cross your mind, particularly, we go to an all-girls school, and unfortunately it's something as parents that we do think about. But you need to give them some level of independence as well. Otherwise, they're not going to learn.
Look, it's a part of modern-day parenting for a lot of people, certainly the dilemma, and great to see you kind of thinking about it, because there is a lot to think about. We found that around 1 in 5 children have been tracked by their parents when they're travelling without an adult, and it's more common among teenagers. And the main reason that parents say they're doing this is because it makes them feel more comfortable and, you know, reduces their anxiety, which is one of the main barriers to them kind of encouraging their children to travel independently. But at the same time, we need to really remember that just because we know where where a child is, or we think we know where they are, we know where that device is. It's not always with the child, particularly with teenagers if they're going to be a little bit difficult about it. But that's not necessarily giving them the skills that they might need to navigate difficulties. So if they're crossing a road and they need to understand how to do that safely, or they encounter a difficult situation with a stranger, having that device on them is not necessarily going to help them. They still need the skills.
Good stuff. Anthea, Joe, Alyssa, Jenna, thank you so much for coming
Thanks for coming in.
Have a good day at school today.
Thanks, girls. Great work.
Yeah, really good work.
Yeah. And terrific. So we've got some comments from people who've already told us how they feel about whether kids walk to school or not.
Yes, Angela says an 8-minute drive directly on my way to work versus a 35-minute walk with school bag, sport bag and musical instruments. You work it out. I think we know what Angela does.
Sue says, I'm a secondary teacher. I understand people driving their kids to school, but the increasing number who drive their kids right into the school, not at the gate, get out of the car and help them carry their bags, watch their child walk 5 metres from the car park to their locker, has increased dramatically. That's not time poor, that's helicopter parenting, Sue says.
Yes, and reduces the student's ability to become independent. Please keep those views coming in, especially what you think about tracking devices. You can get on to us through the usual channels, email, Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to try a Blue Heaven milkshake.
You're going to get on to Sam. Sam's the man.
Sam the man. Blue Heaven, send it this way. Now, Rioli.